Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and I wanted to pop on and talk about a histamine reaction versus a food sensitivity. These are so slightly different in the system and can be really confusing in terms of what foods you're choosing or how to navigate your nutrition. A lot of times if you are having any stress in your life, excess stress, hormone issues, gut issues, all these things, if you Google stuff, it's like a bunch of things show up and you can get really lost in terms of, okay, where do I go? What do I try? What do I do next? I'm not really sure what to dive into. So breaking some of these things down is really helpful just to kind of guide you to say, listen, this is a direction to explore more. This is something to look at more. And if you need help or guidance, the 12-week challenge is a great place for that. So I'm going to put a link right here in the comments for the waitlist so you can get on for the next 12-week challenge. Now we go over some hormone testing and things, which I'll be talking more about next week. Hormone testing, how to see where your body's at and what to do about it. But a lot of times, and I've heard this from a lot of people this week already, of I ate this and I had this happen, or I was eating this and I'm not sure, or whatever, right? So here's the difference between the two, and you can have both at the same time. That's not fair. I know. But it's important to kind of recognize, okay, this is what it seems like my system is doing, and you can choose different foods or eliminate something for a little while, or really pay attention to how you feel right after you eat, within an hour, the rest of the day. That can give you a lot of feedback. So the first thing here is the histamine response. Histamine response is, it's like an allergy response for those of you that have like seasonal allergies. This is not like an allergic reaction. Like if you're allergic to bees and you get stung by a bee, that's bad. You need an EpiPen, right? This is different. This is, you're having like seasonal allergy response, right? You can have hives, right? Like you can have red, itchy skin. You know, different skin things pop up. It can be anywhere in your system. It can be on your scalp. It can be on your hands. It can be on your legs. What? I know. This is like your body is having essentially some type of allergic reaction to something. And yes, this can happen from foods you're eating. You can get watery eyes. You can get a runny nose. You can get really stuffy. You can sneeze. You can feel like you get itchy ears, right? Or even like an itchy tongue, right? It's all this like reaction to something that you're consuming or eating. Now here are some common foods that this happens with. Wine, cheese, fermented foods. Yes, this includes kombucha, kimchi, things like that. Canned foods. I know. Things like avocados, legumes, you know, chickpeas, lentils, things like that. Citrus fruits. Citrus fruits are on here too. Yeah. These can cause you a histamine reaction. So if you are feeling like, ugh, I'm eating something and something's off in my system, you really do have to play around with it. Honestly, the best way to do it is do some type of elimination diet. You have to cut things out and then see how your system reacts and responds and log it. And this is what we do a lot of the times when we're trying to find a culprit. Food sensitivity. Now again, this is different than a food allergy. A food allergy, like a peanut allergy, is different than this. If you are allergic to peanuts, if you eat peanuts, your throat is going to close up, right? Like that's bad. Again, EpiPen, you need help, right? A food sensitivity or food intolerances. These are mainly connected with digestive issues. Like your gut is unhappy for whatever reason and cannot break it down. For whatever reason. This can be you just have some crappy bacteria. Maybe you've been under a lot of stress and it's throwing off the bacteria in your gut. Maybe you have some other motility issues. For whatever the reason is, you know, you can have these digestive issues and it creates a food sensitivity, meaning whatever food it is can be a little inflammatory and essentially piss off your system so it's harder to break down, right? Common culprits here: gluten, dairy, sugar, red meat, nightshades, some spices, like really hot, spicy foods. Yeah, these can cause a lot of inflammation in the system, especially your gut and your gut lining. And if your gut is sensitive, it's having a hard time, right? And you consume some of these foods, it can be not great. Now you can have a food sensitivity and have had a food sensitivity for a long time, and still have this reaction. So a lot of people, dairy is a common one, right? Where you're like, oh, I don't know. No, my stomach's always kind of like this. It's fine. You're used to it. And you cut out dairy for a week and you're like, whoa, I am not bloated at all. Oh, this is really different. And then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, you have dairy and you're like, whoa, oh, bleh, bloat, I'm gassy, I feel terrible, I've got heartburn, ugh. And then from that digestive issue, right, that can lead to other things, right? That can throw off a lot of other stuff in your system, which we can, talk about at some other point, but you'll realize like, whoa, dairy is really not good for me right now. I can't handle it. Or maybe after you cut it out, you're like, I did okay with a little bit of dairy, or I did okay with this type of dairy, and then I had some yogurt and that was okay, but I tried to have some milk and that was not okay. And it might be how it's processed, right? Milk is not really processed, and raw milk is different than milk from the store, and there's different types of yogurt. So depending on how healthy or strong your gut is and what type of food you're getting in, it can impact, the sensitivity that you're having and how fast you can move through it. Now, these are all things to just kind of watch and note, right? And in no way am I recommending doing any type of restrictive eating overall. Make sure you're getting enough nutrient in, fueling your system, all these other things, because that's even harder. If you're going to try and have your body function better, right? And not have a histamine reaction and not have a food sensitivity, response, make sure you're getting enough fuel overall, right? More resources I have for you if you're looking for more resources. My book, The Female Fat Solution, is on Amazon. This is about nutrition that matches the hormones in the cycle. My book, The Female Menopause Solution, also on Amazon, about nutrition for women in perimenopause and menopause. My YouTube channel is called Dr. Beth Westy. You can subscribe to that to stay updated on everything. And then my podcast is called The Female Health Solution. Some fantastic episodes coming out, so subscribe to that. Any other questions, please let me know. If you guys have experienced something, let me know. You can put something in the comments. You can message me privately if you're not comfortable putting something in the comments. But again, I'm here as a resource. And again, if you are looking for that next step, the next level, get on the wait list for the next 12-week challenge. And again, that link is right there in the comments. All right, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and I will see you later.